Good morning, it's Cail. Welcome to my little corner here. I'm doing a video today on a topic that bugs me all the time. So, aside from doing my crafting, I game. I am not a big gamer. I am not a professional gamer. I'm a very casual gamer. So, mostly I play what they call cozy games. But are they really that cozy? And this is what I want to get into today. So you can see here the topics that I want to talk about. I've got some notes written down. Hopefully my dogs will not be barking, which they probably will at some point, but we'll try and get through that. So I'm just going to go through this in one take. I am not a big editor of videos because I just don't really know all about how to do it. Here's my list. And we're just going to kind of, my notes, we're just going to kind of go down here and I'm going to talk about my gaming experience. And this is my experience. It may not be your experience. You may be a better gamer than I am, which is probably mostly true, right? So, but I've bought a lot of games since my first game that I bought, which was Animal Crossing New Horizons. And so I've spent a lot of money on games. And I want to make sure that I get my value from the game that I spend my money on. And that has not always been the case. So let's just go down the list. I've got some little images just showing us some of the games that I've played and had these experiences in. And not all of the games have all of these in there. And I'll try and mention some examples when I come across when we talk about these topics. So hang tight. My number one freaking pet peeve in a game that's supposed to be cozy is to have that timed in-game day. So what I'm referring to there is when in the game you're playing and then in the game there's a clock and the clock gets to a certain time and then it forces you to end your day, stop what you're doing, and go to sleep. And then start the next day over. I despise that completely in a game. Now, I will say there's a couple of exceptions where you can play the time doesn't have anything to do with it. I think Infinity Nikki is one, Disney Dreamlight Valley, Animal Crossing New Horizons, which resets at 5 o'clock in the morning, like real time. But some of these games that I would really like to play more, say like Stardew Valley, which I just, as many times as I've tried to play it, I have it on my Switch, I have it on Steam, and I still cannot play this game for any length of time. So it makes you go to sleep. And what if I'm playing all day long? Why can't it just be matched to real time? I just don't understand their logic in doing that. It's really irritating. Or at least they could make the game where you have the option to turn that off. Just turn it off. I don't want to be forced to go to sleep at some certain time, go to sleep by 2 a.m. And then if you don't, you pass out, your character falls on the ground, and then the next day comes and you might find yourself in like a hospital or whatever, and then you can even be penalized that you did that. You can lose some money or energy or whatever, and it's just so dumb. If this is a cozy game, why are you punishing somebody for wanting to keep playing the game past whatever time it is? This is dumb. Yeah, I despise that in a game so bad, and that's why I can't get into Stardew Valley. I want to play it so bad, but I can do it on my PC because I installed mods that just take that out of the game. But why should I have to do that? Why should I have to put a mod in a game just to enjoy the game all day long? Like, what if I wanted to play it all day long and I just don't want to keep going to bed, starting a new day, going to bed, starting a new day? It's just ridiculous. Okay, so that's number one. But as you can tell, that's like my big pet peeve. I'm so pissed about it. It's like, stop doing that, developers. Okay, so then we come up to like some skill difficulties, and this is where it's going to be very subjective. I am not a super great jumper in a game. So jumping from this spot to this spot, I have to judge the distance. I'm not very good at it. And so, there's a lot of times where I'll just fall. It is what it is. But when it gets to the point in a game that's supposed to be cozy and it interferes with the game and you literally cannot complete that jumping challenge, and then you can't proceed with the main quest of the game. And that is my main beef with Infinity Nikki. I got into Infinity Nikki. I was playing it a lot. I thought about that game all day long, right? And I'm not even a fashion person. Like, who cares, right? I'm 65. I don't care about that stuff anymore. So, there was a place where you go to some ruins and you're supposed to travel these columns of air. So you jump on the column of air, it lifts you up, you jump over to another column of air, which lifts you even higher, and then you have to take a horizontal column of air to make it across to this other platform on the other side of the tower, and I just kept falling in the water, and I just stopped playing. It's like, I'm just getting frustrated, getting upset, being angry, and not enjoying the game. Not enjoying my time in the game. So I just stopped playing. I stopped playing a game that I really enjoyed because they put that in there. And they describe it as a cozy game. A lot of it is cozy. A lot of Infinity Nikki is cozy. You run around, you pick up little things here and there, and you're gathering, and you're whatever. And even the battle's not too bad. But all this jumping stuff, I just don't want to do it. Palia. I've put over 900 hours into Palia. And in the Temple of the Gales, all you're doing is jumping around, floating up air columns. I don't want to do that. That place stressed me out so bad that I didn't even want to go back to do something, to finish something. I don't know, whatever. I was just like, oh my God, I can't handle this. It's so stressful. My hands were sweaty on the controller, and I'm not a mouse and keyboard player. So I was just totally stressed out. Thank God I finally finished that stupid bundle quest. I was like, oh, hopefully I don't ever have to come back here again. It just totally took me out of enjoying the game. And I have 900 hours, so obviously I enjoy the game. Hey, quiet. Doggos. So that's that one. So please, do not put that in cozy games. Or at least don't call your game cozy. If you're going to have these difficult skills that you need to master, even in order to move the main quest forwards, the main storyline, it's so dumb. It's like, why do that? Okay. Misty. Lie down. Evie hates the puppy next to her. Lie down, Evie. Knock it off. Whatever. Okay. Rare item drop rates. Okay. This is where Palia, just pisses me off. I'm gonna be, really super blunt here in this video. So they've got this rainbow tip butterfly. And it spawns at a certain time, whatever, in a certain place. So I spent one day, it's I'm gonna go get one, because I needed one for the bundle. So I'm running around, I couldn't get it. I never even saw it. Finally I saw it, a little white thing out of the corner of my eye. I was like, oh, is that it? But by that time, I was so far away. It just despawned. I'm like, great. Okay. So then I go and I'm looking on videos online, trying to figure out, how other people have caught it, because I'm like, you have to be able to catch it. It's in the game. Right? And I still spent hours trying to get it. I finally did get it, but I never got another one. I just wasted time. And then the same thing with the Palia plushies, their drop rate, when they came out with the Choppa plushies, the little ones. I hunted and hunted and hunted for hours. I think it took me almost 2 weeks of playing on and off. It's not like I play 24 hours a day. I have a life. A little life. I have a little life. So anyhow, maybe developers need to rethink that and not make it so difficult where, you just don't want to go for it. As a matter of fact, when I first started working on the bundles, I saw that I needed to catch that one, and I had never even seen it, so I just stopped doing the bundles for a couple of months. I was just like, I'll get back to that later. I just didn't want to deal with it. Just makes you upset with the game, right? So that's the rare item drop rates, and then making money in the game. So the one that bugs me the most about this is Palia. So I've got like garden stuff growing, and you go and you sell like the skins and the meat and whatever crap that you're gathering, and whatever resources, iron, rocks, whatever, trees, wood. But the prices of those individual items is low. It's not very high, right? Like you don't get a lot from selling a tomato. And I kind of understand that there's a kind of like grade, like if it's a kind of small item or more insignificant like a tomato, it'll be worth less than say like, a quartz crystal. I understand that part, but the thing about it is you have to grind so hard and for so long to make any money in the game for you to buy another building or buy another plot or buy some of the landscaping that they have in there, the little, platforms or whatever, the rocks, this, that, and the other, and even some of the recipes. So even the iron storage chest recipe is like $50,000, gold coins, whatever the heck they call them. And that takes a long time to do in the game. I don't want to spend my entire game trying to make money. And then the other beef about that is that in Palia, when you go and you buy, say, like a harvest house, the next time you go and get one, the price is more. And they keep raising the prices. Why are they doing that? I don't want to keep paying more money for a bay window or a front porch or a porch, whatever, you can put it in the back. But, why do I want to... Why are they raising the prices on those items when it's already expensive enough and you're already grinding your ass off just to get one? It's not fun. Like I just burnt myself out on that. I don't want to play anymore. That's why you don't see me doing Palia videos really, because every time I think about how I have to grind to make some money to buy a building or whatever, a recipe or a terraforming item, I just don't feel like doing it. So that is that one. Let's talk about quests. So my main beef with quests is just they're so boring. They're so repetitive. A lot of them are just fetch quests. It's like, go to this character and give them, 5 pieces of wood. It's like, okay, and you just repeat that, just over and over and over. The other thing about it is that you just have to travel all over the map. Even if you have fast travel points, you're just like running around. Go find, the wizard. Go find, Elsa. It's like in Disney Dreamlight Valley. It's like, I don't feel like running all over the place. Yes, they have the fast travel points, but what if you have that portal thing set up on this part of that area and she's like over here? It's just a bunch of running around. Who wants to do that, And then the fact of the matter is that a lot of these fetch quests, the rewards for doing it aren't like really great. Very rarely do you get like something really good out of it. So then you even feel like you're just wasting your time doing that. So, I would say that I did most of them in Palia. I think I have one, and I have to cook a recipe, and I'm not a good cook in the game, so it's just kind of sitting there. But I know that there's a lot of quests in Disney Dreamlight Valley that I just haven't done. And it's the same for some of these other games. Like Hello Kitty, I bought that for the Switch. Oh my god, that just started, almost immediately it started pissing me off. Because I had to be running all over the place. I hate that. It's just time consuming. And people have lives and they're doing other things and they can't just spend 10 hours running around your island doing little fetch quests. Just doesn't make the game any fun. The other thing that sometimes they make the quests They don't really give you like enough clues or whatever to figure out what you're supposed to do or what you're supposed to gather or what you're supposed to get, and then you have to look at the wiki or find it online. I don't want to have to do that. Like, give me some more information. I think there was one in Palea just recently that I came across. It was the Magi Market quest or whatever, and it's like something about the lava, and I'm like, okay, what lava? What are you talking about? In that one temple, the one on my island, because I have the little beach island one that has lava on it. Do you mean like a cooking fire? Like, what are you talking about? And there's no clues. I'll have to go look online if I want to complete that quest, and that's just a real pain in the ass. So anyhow, that's quests. There's probably more I could say about them, but you kind of get the general drift. Character creator, there's not too much, you know. A lot of that has to do with what the budget is for their game, but sometimes I just wish they had like more options for you, you know, and the hairstyles and stuff like that. That's just not, you know. And sometimes the character creator is kind of cheesy in some of these games, and I start to question, like, are you making these games for kids? Or are you making these games for adults? Because I like cutesy stuff, right? But I don't want my character to look like a 5-year-old drew it. You know, like, can you make it look like it's a woman character? Anyways, that's that one. Not too much on that. Pelea's isn't too bad. Disney Dreamlight Valley, everybody looks like everybody else. Okay, story. So most of my little peeves and beefs with that, it's just that it's a weak story, and it doesn't sometimes carry well throughout the game. And then if you get to the end of the story, then what do? Do you consider that the end of the game? But if it's a farming game where you can just keep farming and gathering and decorating your house or whatever, you know, do they want you to just like forget that there was a story and just go and do that? You know, that's kind of like where Palea ran into that issue. So a lot of people are waiting for the next story content patch or whatever update to come through called Elderwood. So I'm even looking forward to that. So yeah, and then sometimes they just use like the little amnesia trope where, you know, you fell from the sky and you landed on wherever, the island or in the forest or whatever, and you have no memory of who you are. That's just old. Like, come on, be original. Come up with something new. We would really appreciate that. Okay, that's story. I mean, for the most part, you know, there's not much to say about that. Okay, camera. If you're going to put a game together and you're developing a game, can you please make it so you can look to the side, you know, and look up and down? Like, we want to look around. You're looking for things, especially when, you know, you're like playing a game where you're doing a lot of gathering and looking for flowers and this, that, and the other. Like, you need to be able to look around. I don't know why they just make the camera like not do that. I think I ran into that issue with Hello Kitty. It's like, why can't I move the camera? Why can't I move the camera around? And we're in 2025. We're not talking about, you know, 2002 or whatever. Like, they should be able to do that. So I don't know why they don't do that. But that's the camera. Okay, so menus. Mostly I just find them like really super simplistic. They're ugly. And sometimes if you have your when you're like hovering over the item, the description of it comes up, but it blocks like half the menu. It's like, can you, like, you need to do that better. And then you're like, what am I hovering over? Because the description of the item and how much you can sell it for and all that kind of information that pops up, it's like covering like half the menu. It's like, don't do that. Like, there needs to be a better way to do that. So, and then a lot of the times just on the menus, there are like these little kid fonts and color schemes. And it's like, again, Are you making these cozy games for children, or are you making them for adults who play cozy games? You know, I don't want my game to look like it was made for a little kid. Now, Animal Crossing is its own exception because I know kids play that game. But the style that how they drew it is just perfect for that game, so I can't fault them on that. And it is cute. But there was one, I did an early access, whatever Kickstarter thing, and I was doing like the early access test, like a alpha test, and it was so bad. It was so bad. I was like, is this game for like a 7-year-old? I was so disappointed, and not to mention it had bugs and things, so I never played it again. That was a waste of $30 for that early access. Yeah. Okay, so let's go, since we're talking about the menus and kind of like the look of it, let's talk about the UI. Are my little pictures? Yeah, they're still rotating. I think the UI, which is the user interface, like your controls, the things you see on the screen while you're running around, I think sometimes they just need to streamline it a little bit more. And make it more attractive. Sometimes it's like really clunky looking. It's like these ugly boxes. Like, just make it look better. Try and include a mini map option that you can turn on and off depending on how you want to play it. That's very helpful. Or if you're not going to do the mini map, maybe at least the compass to guide you, like kind of telling you which direction you need to go. See, that's the thing about it, and that links back to the difficulty thing. If it's a cozy game, I just don't want to be stressed out trying to find stuff. I don't want it to lead me there exactly, but it can tell me like the area. Like Paley is good about that. So they'll have a quest, and when you look at the map, it'll have like this circle around, and it would be like, look in this area. So it's kind of, guiding you where to look, but it's not telling you exactly where it is. I like that. That's fair. It's enough of a challenge, and it still remains cozy, and you're not like breaking your head looking it up online. So, and then just as far as like the UI, just make it so you can move around within the UI or direct your eyes like in a way that makes sense for that particular game. Leading on to maps, since I was talking about the mini map, please offer the option to have a mini map. Some of the maps are just awful. You need to be able to zoom in and zoom out. Like, just zoom in, zoom out. Like, yeah, it's really simple. And just make the font readable. I find sometimes like you can't, even if you do zoom in, you're like, I can't read that. Because it's just like, I don't know if it's the resolution or something in it, like how they wrote the code or whatever, but it's like, just make it readable, make it zoomable, make it so that you can find the NPCs, because who wants to be running around the map trying to find so and so because you're trying to do a quest for them? Like, point out where they are. Immortal Life will show you where they are. There's like a little list on the right, but navigating that is real funky with a controller, and it's just like, just makes you not want to look at the map. And maps can be really, really pretty. I've seen some beautiful maps. Like, do a nice map. Okay, so let's move on to controls. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I do not play with mouse and keyboard. I do not have, I'm a right-handed person. And so on the keyboard, you usually have to move with WASD, those letters, and I cannot do that. I'm not left-handed. I think some games, they make it so you can use the arrow keys, which is right-handed. But then what do I do with my left hand? It's just real awkward. So I play with a controller. Now, a few things here. The game should offer you a way to map which key you want to do what. Like maybe you're playing on the Switch, like the Switch controller and like the PC controller, they're different, right? So you've got them in like PlayStation, so you've got them like backwards. So you're used to pressing, maybe like the B, I think it's B, over here to jump. But on the Switch, they've got it for A. And you're like, what? And so your muscle memory gets all screwed up. A, when you move from game to game. And so they need to make it so you can just, set it. I want this button to do jumping and just make it easy. The other thing I wanted to say also is like, if you're going to have your game have controller support, have it have controller support 100%. What are we waiting on? Palia, every time. It's like controller support in progress. It's like, what's taking so long? Misty? I mean, I've played this game for a long time. It's like, where's the full controller support? Knock it off, little baby. The little chunky baby is being bad. And then for the love of God, if you're going to put your game out on Steam, make it compatible with the Steam Deck. There are so many games that I can't play because I want to play portable. And I don't want to sit here in my office on my desktop. I don't want to drag my laptop out to the living room where I can sit with hubby and game while he's watching TV. I don't want, I just want to play on my Steam Deck. It's one of the reasons why I like the Switch. It's portable. You can move around. In a car or wherever. Like, just take it with you and you just play if you don't, need internet. And they come out with all these games on the Steam Deck, and it's like, this is PC, but Valve sells the Steam Deck. Why are these developers not including that in their game? It's irritating. And lost money for them. Because I just won't buy it if I can't play it on my Steam Deck. So, another thing for the developers to keep in mind. Okay, so let's go to animations. The only really beef I have here is, like when you're doing all like the crafting, farming, let's see what else, crafting, farming, mining, you got your pickaxe and you're hitting it, your characters like going like that. I think they need to speed up those animations. Sometimes they take so long and you're just like, let's go. And especially like once you've gotten used to a game and you're like really super running around quick, which I can do in Palia, and you're like, like gathering like a maniac because you have to do that in that game. I want those animations just to go quick, like mind, done, right, and just move on. The other animations, cutscenes, things like that, I don't mind those. The wind blowing the leaves on the trees and the flowers around, that looks really nice. Even in Animal Crossing, it's really cute. And you can see like the waves moving in the ocean and stuff like that. That part's fine, but I'm talking more about your own animations, your characters' animations as you're doing things throughout the world. Okay? So, inventory. It's my phone. That's another big pet peeve. Like, can you please make it so that you can stack items? All the items. Like, just make them stackable in your inventory. You got to be moving around, and I hate having to use the D-pad to move from item to item to item, and then just make it drag and drops and make it just really super easy. It's like you click on it, and you just drag it over and you drop it. None of there's a bunch of D-pad button pressing. I mean, really, it's like so clunky, so time consuming. It's just really super irritating. And then right from the get-go, from the beginning of the game, why can you only say like hold like 10 items? What's up with that? Like, okay, are you just trying to make it harder? Why are you trying to make it harder when it's supposed to be a cozy game? This is dumb. Like, go ahead and just double that right from the get-go. And then you can add in, the upgrades and the things that you need to do to upgrade, or, like in Paleo where you need to go and buy the upgrade, blah, blah, blah. But Why are you so making it so hard from the beginning of the game? Which forces you to go run back to either your storage chest or your shipping bin or whatever and dump stuff off. So you're like trying to do something, go dump stuff. Trying to do something, go dump stuff. Hey, knock it off. The dogs are sleeping next to me on 2 little brown beds. So that's another thing that's really irritating. And then a nice thing that, is nice, you just can craft from your inventory. You don't have to go to the chest, take out what you need to craft an item, go over to the crafting table, craft the item, and put the rest of the stuff back. Like, just craft from the table. Just trust me, it's a lot easier. Okay, so movement. Okay, so this was one of the things that like ticked me off about Coral Island. Is like I'm running around and you have a little sprint, a little dash. It's not really a sprint, it's a dash. So you're walking and then you can dash, and then you walk and you dash, but the dash is a really short distance. And I'm like, I'm not running around this place like that, and I'm certainly not walking around this place in slow motion. So right away they need to speed up your character's movement. Now, they can add a sprint or however they want to do it, or give you a mount early on, or a bike or whatever, dinosaur, a unicorn. A unicorn would be cool, but a way to get around faster, especially if your map is fairly big. I mean, just do it. Just don't make your people suffer. Don't make your people suffer. Echoes of the Plum Grove, like going from where my house is on the right hand side of the map to the other side of the map is torture. It's like ding, 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 ding. I stopped playing that game. I'm not doing that. I know they have the fast travel little sign post, whatever, but still, you still got to do that slow walking that they got going on in that game, and I'm just not going to do it. And if there is a sprint option, somebody let me know in the comments, because I have not found it or gotten to it or earned it or whatever. I mean, why are you going to make somebody have to earn being able to move faster in the game? This is a question, like, do these developers even talk to gamers? Right? Like, why are they doing that? I don't want the beginning of the game to be a struggle session. Everybody's life is a struggle session. We don't need it in a game. We want the game to be fun. I'm not saying to make it easy. I'm definitely not saying that. So don't make that assumption. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't make the game a struggle session, especially if you're going to call your game cozy, because that's not cozy. If you want to play a hard game like that, go play Elden Ring. It's like, why can't they make like a game like Elden Ring where you're using magic and you're like, like you're a princess trying to reclaim your kingdom, but it's got like manageable battle, not like Dark Souls or whatever, or even Elden Ring battle, or like Monster Hunter where you're trying to like kill a monster. It's like, I've watched a couple people play. It's like, it's really hard to kill those monsters. I don't want that. But I would like a game where there's some battle, so it's somewhat challenging. I mean, I'm not, I don't want to just walk through the game like piece of cake, but, but it's like a female-oriented game, but I don't want the girl character to be like a girl boss. Does that make sense? Where everything's super easy. I want it to be like somewhat challenging, but not where you start to hate the game. I know it's probably a fine line to walk, but yeah. Yeah, like if there was like a, like you're a dethroned queen and you've lost your realm, it was taken over by, some evil guy, person, whatever, monster, and you have to reclaim your throne, right? That's cool. I don't want to play with a party. It's single player, and you have to get certain things, you have to fight certain monsters, and you level up, and kind of like an RPG like that. but not with battle. That's like incredibly difficult because women aren't inherently, that I can tell, super violent. Like, guys are so funny. They start playing a game that's like, what can I kill? Women don't do that. They're like, what can I do? Where's this? Where's that? Women aren't immediately, for the most part. There are some exceptions, obviously, but for the most part, women don't start a game and look around for things to kill. Like when I saw Tom Nook, I didn't say, oh, I want to, can I kill him off? Is he killable? Like, and I've seen guys play games like that. Anyhow, that's a different subject for another day. Okay, so we talked about movement. Home decor. Please, for the love of God, if you're going to let us decorate inside our homes, can you please let us angle the furniture and not have to have it snapped to a grid? That right there is super helpful. The other thing that I dislike, like in Palea, there's people that show their fancy schmancy homes and they look fantastic. And I appreciate all of the hard work. And let me tell you, it is hard work to make your house look like that in Palea. Your island, your plot. But who wants to spend all that time with this glitches and you have to, like trying to merge these items and stick some flowers up in a tree. I mean, like if the Palea devs see that players are doing it, just let us do it. Like, just make it so it's part of the game. Like, literally, you could go to the plant, like, let's say, like, a flower, and you can pick it up, and then you can climb your little ladder, your little fake ladder that you make with your chest, right? And go up there, and you just go, ding, and you just stick it on the tree, and it just stays there. Like, if they're... just let us do it. Like, stop with all this. I think it's called, something like collision blocking or collision box or something. I don't know, where like they have like a space around the item and you can't do something whatever that close to it. Just take all that out. Especially on a game like Palea, where people have gotten really super creative in how they're doing things. And I've tried a few of the little glitch tricks or whatever, but it's so time consuming and sometimes it won't work. Oh, she is so grumpy. But I'm almost done, baby. And then I'll give you some lunch. So, yeah, just, if you're going to make home decorating and island decorating like a huge part of your game, make it so it's not so difficult and you have to use like game glitches to make something work. It's just time consuming. Okay. Goals and levels. So that one's kind of weird. I didn't really know what to call it, but there are certain things. I guess achievements is another word for that, but sometimes they make them so hard, like you have to grind so hard to get that next level or meet that next goal. Paleas are pretty reasonable on the weeklies, but there's been some other ones where it's like, am I ever going to get that achievement? Oh my gosh. Misty, don't be a bad girl. Thank God I'm almost done. Okay. So lastly, we have bugs. Obviously these games have bugs. I would say probably the one that had the least bugs was Animal Crossing so far. But if your players tell you about this bug, like, just go and fix it. Like, before you add a new outfit or new furniture or a new area or whatever, or just, I don't know how developers do it. Like, just assign a guy to be the bug guy. Like, you're the bug guy and all you're supposed to do is just fix the bugs. We're not gonna have like 10 people fixing bugs unless we have like 30 people working on more content or whatever, right? Like, I'm not really sure, like, I guess it depends on the studio and the developer and how many people are on their team and stuff like that. But fix the bugs. people paid money for these games, and they don't want them to be broken. They don't want them to be glitched out. In Paleo, I was trying to climb up a cliff. I got up there and like half my body was sunken into the cliff, into the ground. I was like, what's up with that? Like, they need to fix all of that before they start like offering you, you know, a new glider. Like, just fix them. You know, I mean, they wrote the code. I'm assuming that they know how to fix it. Or hire somebody. Or outsource it to somebody who can fix it. You know, like somehow fix the bugs. I can understand it in early access games. And I don't even know what Palea's status is. I'm sure it's probably still in early access. They just keep it in that so that, you know, you can't like, you know, oh, they won't complain about the bugs because it's in early access. Well, yeah, we are going to complain about the bugs. We want them to be fixed. We don't want to pay money. And I've paid money in Paleo, even though it's free to play, you know, for a broken game. And even games that I've paid for, you know, that have bugs in them. It's like, just fix them. So, those are my main pet peeves for the games that I have encountered and played and tried. I have a lot of regrets on what I purchased. On Steam, if you play less than 2 hours, you can, you know, get your money refunded. Evie and Misty, come here. Leave her alone. She doesn't want you to mess with her. So Misty wants to play with Evie, and Evie's not having any of it because she's an old crusty lady. She's actually not that old. She's only like 3 or 4, but she acts like she's 80. She's worse than I am. So what was I saying before I was interrupted by my dogs? Oh, Steam. So yeah, so wasting money. The other thing that they could do is just offer a demo on every game. Just like a half-hour demo. And then you'll know right away, pretty much, if you want to spend money on it. Like, I wish I hadn't bought Echoes of the Plum Grove. I wish I hadn't bought Fields of Mystria. Stardew Valley, I'm still like hopeful that he'll just get rid of that stupid day thing, that daytime limit thing, and just make it like real time. I don't know. Maybe he'll do that with Haunted Chocolatier. That's his next game. But, you know, like, why did Infinity Nikki, that actually says it's a cozy game, why did they put that hard jumping in there? I don't feel like doing that. I was having fun just finding outfits and whatever, following the storyline, which I found, you know, interesting. But it was so ruined. There was this one quest where you have to go through like a slide. You go down a slide, and then you come down, and then you go up, and it throws you off that, and then you have to jump over to where these little rollers are going like this. They're moving, and there's vines there, and you have to like jump over the vines while that thing is moving, and you can't fall off because then your character croaks over and you start over again. I actually gave up on the game the first time because I couldn't get through that section, which is part of the main story quest. I was pissed. And then I was like, let me go try it again. And like a month went by. And I tried it again. And I was talking to my hubby about it. And he was helping me walk through it. And he's not even a gamer. But anyways, I managed that one. So I continued on. And then I got to the tower ruins thing with the puffs of air. I'm like, oh my God. It's so difficult. I spent like, I don't know, hours trying to get over to the other side. And I just gave up. It's like, I'm not doing this. Why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting my time? So this is the thing to developers. Stop wasting our time. If you are making a cozy game, make it cozy. It's not supposed to be stressful. You know? You know, why would they do that? Now, I can understand it if you consider your game to be like just an RPG or an action RPG, you know, or an adventure RPG, like some other type of game. But if you're making a cozy game, then make it cozy. And ask your players for feedback. I've given Palea feedback. I don't know if they ever listen to me or not, but I've given them feedback. You know, they send out a survey every once in a while, you know. But I'm just tired of wasting my money. I am tired of these broken games. I am tired of these games that say they're cozy, but they're not. They're just stressful. They're either stressful or they're repetitive or they're boring, and after a while you just burn out from the grind. Why are you making it so hard to get items? Why are you making it so hard to proceed forward with the story? Why are you making it so hard to level up? Like, why are all these things going on? Inquiring minds want to know. So that is my rant. That is my rant about this. I know everybody's got their own viewpoint on it. They have their own gaming experiences. I'm an older gamer. My reflexes aren't as fast. My eyesight isn't as fast. And I understand those limitations. You know, and I'm actually pretty proud of myself for what I've accomplished so far. Like, figuring out how to aim the bow and arrow in Paleo was a big thing. And I managed to do it. And now I like sneak around and like go behind the little deer and try and kill them off. So, I mean, even Animal Crossing, I had only used that old style joystick that has like the stick and like a little fire button, and that was it. Like, I'd never used a controller until I started playing Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Switch. So I was very proud of myself after I figured out how to stop running into trees and buildings and rocks. So for being an older gamer that's a new gamer, that is like pretty difficult like leap to make in my life. But, you know, I have fun. Like, I love Animal Crossing. I hope they don't screw up the next game. God, I hope they don't screw it up. We just want more of the same, but better. Better graphics. Better performance. You know, maybe more story. Get these characters in depth. I mean, I love Julian. He's my little unicorn buddy. So, anyhow. This video is long enough. I'm going to probably, I don't know, maybe like do some more cross stitch. Like, when I get frustrated and irritated with gaming, I just go do something else, you know. But I want a game, but I just don't want to grind. I'm just burnt out. Disney Dreamlight Valley, all that stuff that was spawning all over the place that I just decorated, it's like, God, please stop. Like, turn it off. I don't need any more pieces of wood. Like, just stop. I don't need any more, oregano and basil. Like, stop spawning that stuff all over my decorated freaking valley. Like, stop it. You know. And Fae Farm, oh, I got down like 5 levels in the mine, and I'm like, the day's over, I gotta go back. And I was like, that's it. I'm not running back and forth doing that. So, anyhow, let me know what you guys think, you guys and gals, what you think about your gaming experience. Have you run into any of these kind of issues? What do you think about, you know, the in-game time, that limit where you have to go to bed by 2 a.m., or, you know, about home decorating, or do you think the stories are pretty good, or like, what do you think? What have you run into that's made you view some cozy games as not particularly cozy? Because that's where I'm at right now. So anyhow, I hope you have a fabulous day, and be kind to yourself, be kind to the world. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, all of that good stuff. I know I haven't been putting up as many videos, but the winter was really hard on me. So now that it's like back in the 60s and 70s, I can actually like function like a normal human being. God, winter. It's horrible. Maybe that's where they should send all the criminals, like, to Siberia. Just to freeze. No, that's mean. Oh, anyway. Enjoy the day. I will see you next time, and be sure to just, I don't know, just be happy. Everything's gonna be okay. Even when you're gaming, just find a game that makes you happy. If it isn't one of these, or a game's giving you a hard time, just play another one, or go do something else. You'll be fine. I'll see you next time.